Welcome in, everybody. The Double Post here. Grind City Media on YouTube, Grind City Media on X, 92.9 FM, ESPN on your radio dial. John Roser, Jessica Benson, Bennett, Doyle. For the next however long this lasts, we'll be giving post-game reaction, getting your post-game reaction to the Grizzlies. 131-80. Game 1 loss to the Oklahoma City Thunder in their first-round best-of-7 series at the Paycom Center in Oklahoma City. 901-445-0929, 901-445-0929. John Roser, Jessica Benson, Bennett Doyle, and we're going to go ahead. We're just going to let him talk first, then we can gather ourselves a little more. Lang is on the line. Lang Whitaker, hello.
What's up, guys?
Hello, Lang.
At least I got to watch the game with you guys, and the Gallows.
We're looking for positives. Yes,
the Gallows humor got us through it. That was the biggest positive today. Was I laughed a lot for the last 2.5 hours because there wasn't a whole lot to cheer about. If we're looking for positives, guys, you got to look at Marvin Bagley and Conchar, right? Giddey and Bagley, I thought at least they played hard. Look, we know going into this thing that if you're going to if an 8 seed's going to win a game against a 1 seed, you have to play almost a perfect game, and shooting 17% from threes, turning it over 22 times ain't going to cut it. The other thing, my other takeaway was Shea had for him, a bad game, and Jalen Williams still went off 20 points against you. Wiggins had a big game. Add him to the list of Grizz killers alongside Rui Hachimura and C.J. McCollum. I guess my biggest thing, as I drove home, I was thinking about this, is just the lack of effort from the Grizzlies is probably what bothered me the most. There were just so many plays where the Thunder made the extra pass, made the extra rotation, outran you down the floor, just out-hustled you throughout this game. And from the Grizzlies, it didn't seem like there were a lot of guys out there who were showing you that effort. And it felt like that was the biggest, to me, difference between these two teams. The Thunder have such a good system. They have players who fit that system. And today they not only out-executed the Grizzlies, they basically executed the Grizzlies. I guess here's my question for you guys, especially John, because we were talking about this some watching the game. The game ends, you go back in the locker room. If you're Coach Tuomasi Salo, what do you say to this Grizzlies team?
All right. Thank you, Lang. Well, he has spoken to the media. He said to Michael Cole, he said, we will be better next game. I should hope so.
Oh,
I think it would be tough to be worse. Thanks for that. Yeah, thanks for that.
The bar is the floor.
Yeah, the bar is the floor. First of all, the number one thing is if we're and we're going to get some jokes off today because that's how we have to deal with this stuff. The requisite intensity has to be there for a playoff game. You've got to have the requisite intensity to be able to play in these games. So that's the number one thing. The biggest thing for me is, I said this on the warm-up show, Jessica. I said 24 is the number. That's the number to look at, is my key number. That is what Oklahoma City in 4 games against the Grizzlies averaged in points off turnovers against the Grizzlies. They scored 24 points off turnovers. That was their average in games against the Grizzlies this year. And lo and behold, the Grizzlies Oklahoma City forced 24 Grizzlies turnovers and scored 24 points off of said turnovers. Edey got the crap fouled out of them on that play right there, and they didn't call it. That was early in the game. That was when people could gripe about officials. As this game went on, if you're still griping about officials, get out of here with that. There's an intensity you need to play with in these games. The turnovers, and it is the backcourt dealing with the defensive pressure of Oklahoma City. Jessica.
The defense from the beginning was the standout. My first 2 notes, my first note says, what a miserable way to spend Easter Sunday. But my second note is, it's over. So if you're looking for positives, we made it. We're sitting here. We came out on the other side. We got through it as life happens. But no, you're right. Early on in the officiating, it was, if you thought the Grizzlies were going to get a favorable whistle, you were crazy going into this one. Yeah. But then it completely evaporates by the time you get to the like 2 minutes into the second quarter, and it looked like they weren't playing anymore.
Yeah,
and that's where I do agree with the effort that was seen. And it's not making an excuse. It's just a fact. The Grizzlies were a team playing less than 48 hours since they played their last play-in tournament game. That was on Friday night. This is a noon tip at noon. The schedulers were not in their favor. Yeah. That said, there's a difference between coming up short, looking tired, and losing by 51 points.
Just quit.
They quit. We see one of the top 5 biggest point differentials. It's not the biggest. We started, I think it was 2 minutes into the second quarter.
We're looking for positives.
Well, I wanted to say we didn't see history, but we technically did because it was the biggest blowout in a game 1 in NBA history, but it wasn't the biggest game period in NBA history. It was just really disappointing, I mean, and we knew so early. We have sat through the last 2.5 quarters knowing what the outcome of this game was. Yeah. That's what it was, a no doubt once you got to that point. And the fact that you look at Shai Gilgeous-Alexander scoring 15 points on 4 of 13, he was 1 of 7 from 3. Like, if you had told me that Marvin Bagley would have more points than SGA in game 1, I would have said that you were certifiably insane. Yeah. But that's where we're at. It doesn't matter. I don't want to say it doesn't matter because Marvin Bagley was literally the only bright spot from this game.
Marvin Bagley was the only thing that had us enjoying this game. And then it culminated with Marvin Bagley hitting the half-court, three-quarters court shot, whatever it was, at the end of the at the end of the third quarter. It was amazing.
Here's my highlight reel.
But if I'm telling you, like, the Santi to Marvin Bagley connection is what we're getting in the playoffs, like, that is not going to go well for us. But no, shout out to Bagley. He was entertaining. He made the most of his opportunity. But, like, Marvin Bagley cannot be the best player in your series. He cannot be the best player for you. Things aren't going to go well for you. That's not a good thing. If Marvin Bagley is the best player for you.
For the M, it's for the Marvin.
It's for the Marvin.
We're at this point.
It's for the Marvin. Bennett.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to sit here and analyze this game. Right? It really is. I mean, the one thing that I would say is they're just going to have to be better about withstand. This team is going to go on 10-0 runs against them, Oklahoma City, right? Like, you're going to have to be able to withstand that and bounce back from it throughout a game. Because it's like what was it? Was the second quarter with a 20-0 run? Was it? It ended up being like 26-2 or something like that.
Bennett, I looked at you in the first quarter. I looked at you towards the end of the first quarter, and I was like, it doesn't even feel like we're playing bad, and we're down 12.
Right.
Like, and you were like, yeah, you know what? You're not kidding.
Yeah. And I agree with that. Like, it didn't feel like we were playing that bad in the first quarter. You're down 12, and then obviously they really run it off, and they're going to have to figure out a way to withstand those runs because it's going to happen probably every game in this series, right? I don't know if you're going to be able to start Scottie Pippen Jr. I mean, again, it's hard to say, like, what could you do to tinker with the lineup because you lost by 50 or however many we lost by, 51.
I'm over here already saying start Marvin Bagley, have Bagley and Edey go as your front court and move Jaren over to the 3, which is insane. But like when you lose by 51 in game 1, you start having some insane thoughts.
I don't think that's crazy. Like, if Jaren wants to stay on the perimeter and shoot threes and he doesn't want to rebound, like, I play maybe
you start Santi at the 3. Like, they're just so big and they have so many guys they can throw at you. You really need size in this series. So I don't know if that small starting lineup is going to work for them. Outside of that, like you said, I mean, I guess the one bright spot was Marvin Bagley, which is kind of cool to see him play good basketball. A guy that was just not relevant in the league.
We are. It's cool to see. Like, it's cool, but it's like, man, we are just.
But I mean, you 2 of your big 3 scored in single digits. Like, you're not going to have a chance in any game, let alone in this series, if that happens. So
Desmond Bane, a historic worst. Minus 51.
It's the worst.
Worst plus minus in playoff history.
The worst plus minus in playoff history.
The previous one came in a game against the Grizzlies. It was Klay Thompson, game 5.
901.
Not now.
And that's when we played Whoop That Trick, and Draymond Green was dancing on the court, and then they beat us in game 6. 901-445-0929. If any of you would like to talk about this or vent, look, we can have a therapy session too if you want to vent about this game. 901-445-0929. 901-445-0929. No, On like the serious front about what you're going to have to deal with Oklahoma City. Like John Moran gets 17 points on 17 shots. There's a clip. Our Grind City Media social man, Luke, who's not up here with us today. Shout out Darnell for hanging out here with us. But Luke sent me, he just said, he goes, watch Ja on this play. And it's a play where I think it's Case and Wallace. And you just see, like, they are just denying Ja the ball, like, half court. They're face guarding him. Like, you're like, once you give the ball up, we are face guarding you, and you're not going to get the ball back, and you can see the frustration on him. Yeah. And that is just something they're going to have to deal with. Just, we talked about it in pregame, like, it's not just Lou Dort, but it is SGA. It is Jalen Williams. It's Alex Caruso. It's Case and Wallace. They have so many perimeter guys.
It's Isaiah Joe.
Yeah, that they just throw at you, and they all can guard. They all can defend. I think there's times in the first half or in the first quarter really where like Alex Caruso is guarding Jaren, and I think the Grizzlies, they're going to have to play virtually perfect basketball. And they're going to have some hope, some things go their way with Oklahoma City. Maybe Oklahoma City's got an off night shooting. They're going to have to hope for some stuff like that. But they've got to try to hunt some matchups with their three best players.
And force the refs to blow the whistle. They're going to have to do that too, because Oklahoma City's going to get to the line. They were almost perfect from the line tonight. They're going to get to the line a lot in this series. And you're going to have to, I think I see people saying in the chat too, like, I think Jaren's spending a little too much time around the perimeter in this game. You're gonna have to.
Basket,
you're gonna have to. You're gonna have to get him touches around the rim, and make the refs blow the whistle, because I think it wasn't bad. I mean, we attempted 12 free throws. They've attempted 15, so it wasn't as bad as you might expect in a game against the Oklahoma City Thunder, who shoot a ton of free throws, but. You're going to have to try to balance that out a little bit in this series.
For sure.
They didn't need SGA didn't need.
They didn't even need him today. They didn't even need him today. The rest of the team
doesn't shoot as many, but it's just one of those things where, like that version of Jaren that we saw in the first half of the season, where it felt as if it became abundantly clear that he finally understood that he is a walking mismatch in a lot of different opportunities to score down low. And we really saw him what seemed to grow his offensive bag, and it's just completely reverted.
I thought he did have a couple. It's so weird because the game was out of reach. But there's some, I think, in the third quarter.
I know exactly when you're talking about.
I think it's Kenrich Williams that's on him. I don't remember who. I mean, some of these Thunder wings just all are like. There's a prototype to him, and the size and everything. And Jaren got like a hook. He simple hook. He kind of looked like checked to see if the double was coming. It didn't, and then boom, he turned and went up with the left hand, and he just missed it. And I'm like, okay, like I'll take Jaren doing that all day, and I think typically he's going to make that shot, and and he just missed it. So look, 901-445-0929. We have a caller, Calvin, all the way from the Netherlands.
Oh, let's go.
From the Netherlands. The internet is truly global. Calvin, what's up, man?
Hey, what's up, Rose? Hey, first thing, shout out to you, Jessica, Berno, Bennett, and Gary. Don't miss you guys on YouTube, not a single day. Hey, first thing, like I said, living overseas, I have to watch these West Coast games, hate them all. Staying up to 5 o'clock to watch the Grizz get boat rope, but to watch that one with no effort, I almost had a meltdown. I see another Jerry in the corner with Caruso and him jacking up a three, I lose my mind.
Right.
Don't mind the loss, but I need to see more effort.
What you
guys take on that? Like I said, just the effort level. I think people can deal with the loss, but the effort level,
No, that's the thing. Yeah, Calvin, that we were saying, like, look, they're going to have to play like perfect or almost perfect. Like, the Oklahoma City's really good, so they're going to have. We know, like, it's going to take something special here, but it's also got to be, like you said there, like they've got to hunt some matchups here. They've got to recognize them too. Like, first step is you got to recognize that on the court. Like, Jaren, you got to recognize when you've got Alex Caruso on you, who's a great defensive player, but you have like 10 inches on him, like you've got to take, and they've got to, and then the other thing you absolutely, like, they quit today. Like, the first quarter, it was like, even though we're down 12, it's like, I feel like we played horrible. Have we missed some stuff here and there? Like, yeah, and but if you keep with it, you keep with it, and they didn't keep with it. Like they laid down the day, and that has to change. That's the number one thing is the effort has to be there.
Yeah, but I think I speak for everybody. Like I said, even you guys probably, you can deal with the loss as long as you got the competitive effort.
Yeah.
Competitive effort, they got dog walk today. That was all that was. What I'm talking about on a choke chain.
Yeah, I'm with you. They did. They got dog walk. They did. Like, they're happy to hear from you, Calvin. Thank you. Be safe over there in the Netherlands.
Hey, you guys keep up the good work. I'll be checking you out every day.
Thank you, man.
Appreciate it.
Yeah,
Thank you.
life could be worse. We could be like him having to stay up till 5 a.m. to watch that game. So I'm looking at some bright side opportunities.
And like Jaron said, we could be homeless.
Listen, I do.
I mean, Jaron said it.
JG in the chat said no veterans are going to want to play here, seeing our guys not care. I will counter that with this is yet another example in a long list of games and moments from this season where I have wondered if there is a grizzled veteran on this team. Does this happen? You lose? Sure. But do you lose by 51? That was like the game against the Timberwolves. Do you give up a big quarter? Sure. But do you give up a 52-point quarter?
Yeah.
I don't think so. There are players on teams that step in, and I know it's not as simple as snapping your fingers and say, this isn't going to happen to us. But there is a level of intensity and attitude-wise that can come from players. The problem is, with this version of the Grizzlies, it has to be Ja, Jaren, and Dez. And we talked about it in the pregame show.
Yeah.
Their group chat and the stepping up and understanding this team needs a different level of leadership from us. They have each grown as leaders. They just have to grow faster. Kind of like everything on this team. Zach Edey has shown great growth in his rookie season. You just need even more from him to be competitive with this Thunder team.
No, there's something there on that I thought with Zach Edey. I want to get to the comment in the chat here from Kenny talking about Jaren and the ball handling and wanting to beat Caruso off. That's not what we're saying when we say recognize the matchups and then Jaren go take Caruso off the dribble. That's not what we're saying. You have to recognize that is who is guarding Jaren, and you've got to get him down on the block.
You've got size on him. And we saw
whether
that
you're Dez, whether
this
you're
season.
Ja, you've got to get that mismatch in a favorable spot. Like, hey, he's guarding him. Let's move this here, and get this matchup. That's what we need right there for Edey. I thought Edey came out and the focus and the energy was there. And I think your first playoff game, this is just my opinion. We showed the play where early in the first quarter when it's like 4-4 or whatever, or 4-2, and SGA, I mean, absolutely hacks the crap out of him. And he doesn't get that call. And I think there are a couple times in that first quarter, Edey did not get calls when he thought he should have, and it absolutely affected the rest of his play. And then Hartenstein just dominated that matchup from then on. I think that's a rookie thing. You cannot get, like they showed during the timeout, Jaren mic'd up telling him, you got to learn from every single play. You just got to learn from it and keep going. So hopefully Edey uses that learning experience. But I think he definitely did let the lack of whistles, because it looked like he got beat up a couple of times, especially in that first quarter. He let the lack of whistles affect him, which affected his play. And, yeah, like we said, everything cratered from there. 901-445-0929. What were you going to say, Jess?
I was going to say, and what did the Thunder, what was one of their deficiencies from last year that they realized? They needed more size. They needed someone who can get boards. They go out, they get Isaiah Hartenstein, who is in year 6.
Yeah.
The Grizzlies got it in a rookie. And so Zach Edey can grow into that, but he is not that right now. And that, like, you can't put today's loss on anyone. It is a collective effort across the board, so, like, don't get it twisted. But it is a reminder, we rarely see, we talked about it from the jump of this season, rookie centers historically take longer to grow into full form. And to Zach Edey's credit, I think he's ahead of schedule. But there is still room for that growth. And now you're in a position where you're the 8 seed going up against... I honestly don't think we've even given this Thunder team enough credit yet within this show. They are so good.
Because I've also said I don't think that they're going to win the West.
I do. I have thought all season that they are going to come out of the West. They have been so dominant, a competitive Western Conference where you look up and down at all these teams, and the Thunder have just been so dramatically better than everybody else. To win that conference by 16 games speaks volumes. And I know the Grizzlies right now, a lot of people are going to say, I don't know how good of a barometer this is, but there is a universe where the Thunder just steamroll through this entire postseason.
It is certainly possible And they would be the team that if anybody was going to steamroll through anything in the West, it would be Oklahoma City, the 68-14 in the regular season. We have full phone lines.
No, let's hear it.
Rosa told me no one was going to call because it was Easter and we lost by 50.
Game one, Grizz therapy.
Let me hear it from the
Full
people.
phone lines.
All right.
We have to do that. Miss Betty. Hello, Miss Betty. Miss Betty will, man, Miss Betty always can see the positive in everything.
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, yes, I can see the positive, and I'm not gonna go off on anybody, but I think you all have said it the way it should have. Veteran leadership is critically important, especially when you get a team that start getting angry and fussing at each other. It wasn't a collective effort today, but I do believe they will look at this and they will pull their pants up and they will go on.
Wow.
With the next game, okay? Because they got a butt whipping today, okay?
They did.
Yes, they
They
did.
did.
Yes, they did.
I mean, I don't like any time that the Grizzlies start making history in the negative way, all right? And we did that today. So pull your pants up, look at the film, and get yourself together. Now, Edie, he has to learn that they're going to take advantage of him. And if we had some veteran leadership on the team, I mean, I'm talking about some solid veteran leadership, they could have probably talked to him and cooled him down because they're going to go at him. And he did very well in the last game we played. So they need to make the effort. They gave up. And it was obvious to the fans that they gave up. But they will be able to, like I said, they got to lick the wounds, look at the film, and go back and do better the next game. Now, let me just say this. OKC is good. They are good. They are that good. And I do believe that they're going to make it all the way to the top this year. I may be wrong, but I do believe it. But that is no excuse for us not to play our very best. The fans deserve them playing their very best. And I think that they will come out next game. Bane is going to be better. Jared is going to look at matchups and know how to take advantage of that. I think they will be better. So that's my positive note. I think they will be better, and they will play more collectively as a team. I want to give y'all a shout-out. Y'all have done a fantastic job of detailing things that happen in this game, and you've been good all year long. So I look forward to hearing you next game.
Thank you, Miss Betty.
We love you, Miss Betty.
Thank you very much.
Hear me out.
Okay.
Game 3, Grautel. Pull your pants up. Pull your pants up.
I agree. Pull your pants up.
Pull your
I don't
pants
hate
up.
it.
I mean, they're probably
I don't
going to
hate
do.
it.
They might do 4 the M again. But
Okay.
I think pull your pants up.
I'm just saying.
I think when you lose by 51, you have to change the slogan.
I think we got to put
I
a
think
Yeah, I
so,
think
too.
a new Grautel. Yeah.
Clearly, the team was not inspired for the M.
I don't think, and they wore for the M shirts. They wore for the M shirts today. I might switch it up. I
Game
might switch
2,
it up.
who makes the shirts? Nike, whoever.
Pull your pants up.
We need pull your pants up. I need Jay Huff, and I need Marvin Bagley and Ja. You know, Ja had the hoodie walking into the arena that said, block out the noise. I need pull your pants up.
I kind of misbelieve Memphis. It's the most playoff success we've ever had.
It is.
Believe Memphis.
We've
Bring
used
it back.
But we used it for,
Yeah, but does it feel sacrilegious? Okay, what does the score have to be in game 2 for it to not feel sacrilegious to throw out a believe Memphis in game 3?
We need to lose by less than 10.
I said 15 when we were watching the game.
15?
When we were watching the game, I can't remember if it was you or Lang. You just go, what about this game has made you think that they're going to lose by 15 in game 2? I said, you're right. That's a fair assessment. But we did just keep saying, like, the Thunder are a better team than the Memphis Grizzlies. They are the 1 seed. The Grizzlies are the 8. That is expected. They're not 51 points better. Now, they were 18 points better on average during the regular season.
Any team.
51 points better.
Any team can be 51 points better if the other team quits.
Hey, remember when the Thunder quit in this building and the Grizzlies won by like 72?
By 73.
They have never forgotten.
We have full phone lines again.
Okay, let's go. Get them all.
It's not just local either. We have callers from Michigan and Brooklyn, New York on hold. First,
Shout out.
We're going to go to Kim. Hello, Kim.
Hi guys, how you doing?
What's up, Cam?
Well, I mean, we could be better, but you know what? We're here for you. You're here for us. We're going to do this together. We're gonna pull our pants up, like Miss Betty said.
We're gonna pull our pants up. I love that, Miss Betty. Pull the pants up. It needs to be a towel at the game 3. I truly believe my husband and I have been season ticket holders from day 1, and this takes me back, way back then, for 20 years ago when we used to lose, and that feeling of I don't want to say sadness. You got to do better. You keep fighting no matter what's going on. They gave up. That is not good. You do not give up because you are professionals, and professionals do not give up. I'm not going to harp on that, but one thing I saw that I was very proud of Bagley in the last game and this game. I was proud of Huff in the last game, but not Huff, Edie, in the last game. I think we need a veteran that can push their buttons and tell them this is what you need to do. If you look at what happened when Marcus Smart left, and you look at the scores, and you look at how our team played, Marcus Smart had an impact on our young players. We need a veteran that has experience and that can get in their head. That's all I got to say. I'm looking for game 2. Thanks, guys.
All right. Thank you for the call, Kim. You ain't going to get any argument from any of us on the veteran stuff. 901-445-0929.
We do have Ja's quote after the game.
Yeah.
DeMichael Cole posted this, that John Morant's message to the team, we will never play that bad again.
Yes.
Stamp.
He said if we win Tuesday, the series is 1-1, and this game doesn't matter.
That's factual.
100%. It's 100%. It doesn't. The game 1 does not count as 2 losses. It doesn't count as 3 losses. It just counts as 1 loss.
It feels like 100 losses in the moment.
It feels like
but it is
100,
just one.
But it is just one. 901-445-0929. Tommy. Hello, Tommy. Tommy going once. Tommy boy going twice. Okay. Tommy's gone.
Next up.
All right. Kirk in Michigan.
What's up, Roser? I got a
What's
question.
up, man?
You've always kept it 100 with me, so I need both of y'all to give me a straight-up answer. What happened to Ja? Was he not a top 5 NBA player? I've got so much money invested in this man, and I am just not seeing it. What am I missing? Am I in denial? Did I miss something? Was there a press conference or something happened that I didn't see? How is he not a top 5 NBA player no more? How is he not competing and Xing out SGA? I need a real answer because I'm for real struggling over here.
All right, thanks, Kirk. This is what I love. That's like a real. I don't know if it's a crash out, but like, I don't know.
Prisoner
like,
of the moment.
I think, prisoner of the moment. I think it is also, like, it does matter who you have around you. And like the players around you, and I think we all know like they need to get.
I mean, we can't act like Ja hasn't been awesome these past few weeks.
He's been amazing.
He's been playing the best basketball of the year.
But, how much do you also understand that like we get to see that? We sit here, we go to these games, we watch every single game on FanDuel TV, and we see Pete and Brevin and Rob, and other people only see or have only seen some of these big games where the Grizzlies have just stunk. So I can understand getting to that point, but it's wrong. Like I'm not in a critical of what was my dude's name who just called?
Kirk.
I'm trying to make Kirk feel better. Ja is still awesome. Yeah. That Ja 3 just took over everything. That will be one of the most popular shoes that we, like all the kids are going to have that. That show is awesome.
I don't know if I can wear that, but it's cool.
Swoosh in his name.
It is cool.
Nike doesn't just give the swoosh for the J if they don't still believe in John Morant being one of the best players in the NBA.
The grenade celebration, like it blew, like his influence is real.
Literally.
His influence is real with the youth. It did blow up. Yeah.
Yes. He has a lot of influence. Now today's game was awful, and again, not an excuse, simply an explanation.
Nobody was good except Marvin Bagley.
Ja is dealing with an ankle sprain. Like we saw it with our eyes. There was a genuine question of would he be okay for the play-in game against the Mavs? Would he, if he played in the game against the Mavs, would he be okay to play on Sunday less than 2 days later against the Thunder? And he wasn't even on that injury report, but he is dealing with it. Like that's a fact.
And you are playing, as we said, you're playing the best defense in the entire league who knows you have a sprained ankle. They know you're playing through the pain. they are just this team is not like an under 500 Mavericks team you played that just recently kind of got some players healthy in Anthony Davis and Derek Lively. Like, you're playing a team that won 68 freaking games in the regular season and has amazing defense. Like, they are going to do everything they can to make your life hell. They're up 20, 25 points, and they are still denying you the ball and face guarding you. Like, that's what you're up against with Oklahoma City. Like, that's what you're dealing with here. So, no, the requisite intensity by him and by everybody was not there today, and it's got to be better. Oh, my God, we got callers on hold from everywhere. Anthony in Brooklyn.
Hey, happy Easter, everyone.
Happy Easter. Shout out to Brooklyn.
Hey, so listen, I know you guys know a lot more about basketball than I do because this is your guys' job. You watch everything. So I wanted to just give you guys a comment, and then I wanted your opinion on it. From what I'm noticing when I watch the Grizzlies play, especially the Oklahoma City Thunder, they're too much ISO. I mean, the ball's not moving, players are not moving. And like you said yourself, Dr. Thunder, Oklahoma City is one of the best defensive teams in the league. And they're just sitting there one-on-one with everybody, and everybody's just sitting there. The second the ball comes into one of the players, they just attack them. I remember the old San Antonio Spurs teams where they would constantly move and the ball was constantly moving. I think that if they could do something like that, it would work better against the Thunder. What do you guys think?
I am with you. Thank you, Anthony. We appreciate the call. I mean, yeah, I think that's the goal. I think they would like to get the ball popping around. They'd like to get the ball moving more. I think that's something Oklahoma City makes really difficult. I think it is. I think that's something that they make really difficult. I am interested. I thought the Scotty thing. Bennett, we talked about it. Jessica, we talked about this, the other day, like lean into it. That Dallas team on Friday, they're so big. It's like, you know what? Lean into the small lineup and play Scotty and just start him and just be small and try to be quicker and turn them over and get out on the break. And you did that very well. The problem with Oklahoma City is they will turn you over, and it doesn't matter who you have on the court. They turn you over. Look, that was Scottie Pippen Jr.'s first playoff game. That was Zach. Two of your 5-man starting lineup, that was their very first playoff game they've ever played. So hopefully they are better, more prepared for what's coming on Tuesday night. 901-445-0929. David. Hello, David.
Hey, guys.
What's up, man?
Rosa, you must have been a little excited tonight. Your team won by 50.
There's nothing exciting about that, man.
But, I'm calling from Australia, and I just wanted to, say that everyone's bringing up good points and everything, all the things that are pretty obvious to most people. But I think old Verno's right. He's been saying it for months, how the veteran leadership is so lacking on this team. There's just... And the guys that Memphis used to have, they're all on, other successful teams at the moment. And, that's what they need the most. There's no one in that locker room kicking over chairs, all that kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think. I don't know if you need guys kicking over chairs right now. I think nobody.
Well, not quite that, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, I know. Like, I think they know they were terrible today. I would put versus I don't know if they're going to win game 2, but they will not be this bad. I will put it this way. It will be halftime, and the game will still be in question. It's not going to be over with by halftime. This game was over by halftime. This game was over by 4 minutes into the second quarter. The game was done. And I don't think that'll be the case on Tuesday night.
I think they were still very tired from, they only just played a short time before.
Yeah.
And the shock of how good the Thunder really are hit them, and it was just, they didn't have it in the second half, especially, as you said, they quit. But I think they obviously probably can't win, but I think they can really cause some damage if they get it together.
I hope so, man. I hope so. Like, you don't want to see this for 4 games in a row. Like, come on. Like, nobody wants to see that. Like, no, they will. They will be more competitive.
Unless you're a Thunder fan.
There's no way they will be more competitive than this. And I would expect Tuesday night you're going to get the home run effort Tuesday night.
everybody outside of Thunder fans wants it to be more competitive because the worst case for the West is these Thunder guys just get to rest.
Yeah.
And cakewalk through a first round, get the extra rest on it.
Because they're also young, too. It's not like they're a bunch of veterans.
Right.
They're a young team. All right, appreciate the call. 901-445-0929. Well, Wes, who do we have on hold still? You got to tell me this. Okay. Wayne. Hello, Wayne.
Hey, you can call me Wayno.
Wayno. So you're in Australia.
Yeah, man, Sydney.
Shout out Australia. That's awesome. Y'all love some basketball.
Yeah, shout out all the Aussies. We're here, man. All the
this.
Grizz fans, we're here.
Yeah, awesome.
Jess, I'm going to have to fly you out some more Tim Tams.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh, my God,
Remember
yes.
the Tim Tam Challenge?
Yes.
Yeah,
This
so
is
long
incredible.
Time
Small
love you
victories.
guys. Yeah, look, we've had the grit and grind seasons in Memphis this year, and last year is the grit and bear seasons. Tough watch. Getting up at 3 a.m. to watch this game, sitting through. I think the only thing worse would have been flying to the States to watch the game live. But, you guys have highlighted all the issues with the team this season, and it's pretty clear this is a personnel problem. There's not one player you can put this on. Jar's been great. All the guys have been great at certain times, but it's a personnel problem, and it's showing against OKC.
Yeah, I mean, what I will say for OKC, whatever your weakness is, you will know when you play them.
Yeah.
Like, you will find out about it. Especially, like, they're so good defensively that whatever your weakness is, whatever you have trouble doing, they will force you to try to do that and make it their life's mission for you to be miserable.
Do you guys think it's heading into next? I know we're looking, down the track and sort of counting this series over. It's not over until it's over, but. Do you think this upcoming season is the hot seat for Kleiman? Do you think he needs to make some moves to improve this roster ASAP, or he's gone?
Well, I don't know about that, and I don't want to speculate on anything like that.
Sure.
I'd rather get through the season first. Let's get to the end of the season, and we'll figure things out. But if you've listened to any of us over the time, we know that. Look, we know that the roster needs some work here. That it's not up to where you want it to be if you probably want to compete at the highest level. But that being said, look, you're still in the playoffs. You're only down 0-1. Yeah. So keep going and try to win games. Like, what you got to do. Thanks for the call, Wayne. We appreciate it. 901-445-0929. Bennett, what's up?
No, I was going to agree. I mean, yeah, clearly their roster's way more stacked than yours, just based off that game.
They played like 11 guys in the first quarter, and they were all awesome.
Yeah. They won, and to your point, like you said earlier, like the Grizzlies are going to have to play pretty much perfect to be able to have a chance in this series. That team is absolutely loaded. That's why they won 68 games.
And Aaron Wiggins is joining the Rui Hachimura, C.J. McCollum, and Karis LeVert.
It's like things don't matter till it happens in the playoffs, but it happened earlier this year.
Yeah.
We were already putting him in that category.
And then when you come out there and do that, it's like, okay, so Aaron Wiggins, this guy's going to be this guy's a problem for us.
I mean, I think it was fairly early in the game where there was still an opportunity, and Isaiah Joe hit a three. Yes, Isaiah Joe hit a three, and then Desmond Bane hit three on the other end, and it was a 9-point game.
Yeah.
And we're like, all right, if only the Grizzlies can use this and cut it to single digits. And then it was Jalen with an eye Williams making a three, and I looked and I said, they've played 11 guys already, and we're in the first quarter, and that's just who this Thunder team is, and they all contribute, and they are
stacked,
and this Grizzlies team is not.
Okay, do y'all want to hear something nasty?
Sure.
I mean,
nastier than losing by 51 in game one?
No, because this is a large picture. This is a large picture thing. This is from our buddy Keith, Fast Break Breakfast. Jaren Jackson Jr.'s career field goal percentage in the playoffs is 38.9%.
Yeah.
I told you it's nasty. I warned y'all that it was nasty. That shocked me.
He's got to be better.
He has to be better.
He's got to be
He
better.
has to
They
be
will
better.
have no chance in this series without him.
No.
Without him having monster Jaren games that we have seen points throughout this season.
Yeah, 5 for 25. Here, let's just do this real quick. Would
you count the game against the Mavs as a monster Jaren game?
What was it again?
He had 24 points, 4 assists, 7 rebounds, I believe. That's off the top of my head.
Yeah, I mean, when he's filling up the box score, yeah. Yes.
I mean,
when he's been at his best in this season, right? He's affecting the game in different ways, right? So yeah, I would like that. That's like when they've been good this year, and he's
the game
been playing
against the
good,
Pistons was
that
a
stands out,
massive
yeah.
Jaren game.
Yeah.
I think about the game against the Heat when Ja didn't play, the Tony Allen jersey retirement night.
To quote,
But offensively, it hasn't felt.
if Ja, Dez, and Jaren combine to go 11 of 42 from the field,
You're gonna lose.
You're gonna have a bad time. Shout out to South Park. James, you're up.
Hey, what's going on?
What's up, James?
What's up, James?
Man, that loss was horrible, man.
It was not fun. Hurt. It was.
But look, I'm going to say this, and y'all might not agree with me, but, man, I think we ought to trade Jerry Jackson, though. And my reason for this is he shoots too many threes, his post game is too slow, and he struggles against average other power forwards or whatever. I think he's going to have to come out and set the tone, you know. You're going to have to come out with that three-point line and get the OKC players in foul trouble. You know what I'm saying? And also, I think we also need a closer. You know what I'm saying? Like, Ja, he do his thing or whatever. He's cool, you know. But I think we also need another closer, though, on the team or whatever, you know, next year when they look at the team as far as the roster concerned or whatever. But to me, Jared Jackson not it, though. He shoots too many threes, and his post game is too slow, and I just think they ought to trade him this summer. But I'm going to listen to you guys, see what y'all think, though.
All right, thanks for the call, James. No, I wouldn't. I mean, I don't say no to, but I would say I'm not going to say no to anything, depending on what happens in this series. But that's more of just like, let's wait and see. It's one game. Like,
I'm with you.
We got the Ja call. We got the Jaren call. Who's going to call in and say they should trade Dez? We need that one next. Let's just complete the trifecta here.
I'm with you. Like, I would rather get through the series before we start talking about like what to do with the roster.
We got climbing too. We got the climbing call too.
Coach.
Yeah, we've got the coach. Like
but to his point, again, what I just said, like, they're not going to have a chance in this series if he's not awesome. No. They're just not. He's going to have to be better.
Your three best players went 11 for 42 and shot 26.1%. The difference between you and them is the fact that their best player can go their MVP can go 4 of 13 and 1 of 7 from 3, and they can still beat the hell out of you. Yep. We can't do that. Like, our guys have to be good. They have to be. There's not that margin for error. 901-445-0929. Nathan.
Hey, guys, y'all are providing a invaluable community service today. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
My question is, why do we start seeing this Bagley Conchar as the 7 and 8 in the rotation just in the play-in tournament and now today? I'm not saying I don't like it, but, you know, that's not who you think Taylor Jenkins would run out there, would it be?
Taylor Jenkins didn't run Marvin Bagley out there at all.
I can take that one. I can take that one. It's because Vince Williams and Luke Kennard have not been good. Yeah. That's why. Yeah. I mean, those guys just are not giving you anything.
I'll throw one additional layer. It's because they care. Mm-hmm. There's a care factor that you get from Marvin Bagley and from John Conchar. And was it you, Roser, where we were talking about...
Is it a good point or a bad point?
It's a good point.
Then it was me.
It's a clarifying point. But when you look back at, actually, I think it was Lang, but we'll give it to you. But when you look at Tomas Isolo's rosters on his Paris basketball group, right? Yeah. And you're not going to know their names, but if you go through it, it's these like real high effort, high energy guys. Right. And I think there is a direct correlation with those players emerging. The same goes for Scottie Pippen Jr. He might not give you the size, but he's going to try.
Yeah.
And I know you don't want to be sitting here on April 20th saying, wow, we're building our rotation out, or shrinking the rotation, I should say, to the point where it's just the guys who are giving you the best effort. But I do think that's a part of what we're seeing.
They thought Vince Williams Jr. was going to be a playoff rotation guy coming into this postseason.
They thought Vince and Gigi both were coming into this season. That's why you traded Jake LaRavia.
Right.
And then you traded Marcus Smart because of that, but also because of Jaron's extension or Santi's extension. One day we'll get the story on really what happened there. One day we will.
Yeah, I would have liked to have had Jake at least for this one more run. Yeah. But, it is what it is. So on we go. So thank y'all. Appreciate it.
All right. Thanks for the call, Nathan. We appreciate it. 901-445-0929. Oliver.
Yes, I think that Jaron Jackson has run his time clock out. He's been on the team now 7 years. He still wants to play like a point guard. He's not a point guard. He needs to be on his basket and doing what a power forward does or a possible center. You need to trade him with Sabonis or somebody from Sacramento Kings. You know what to do when you got a little small man in front of you. You just take him to the hole, and he's not the person to take to the hole. When he's getting a mismatch, he doesn't recognize a mismatch. And I think that's one of our weak. He was one of our strongest points, but he's one of one of the weaker players now because he's been in the league too long, and that's to learn. He's a veteran player. He's not a rookie player. He's been in the league too long. That's when you have a mismatch, just take advantage.
All right. Thank you for the call, Oliver. 901-445-0929. We've had that's the second or third. Jaron hate call. We've gotten the jaw. We've gotten the Kleiman. We've gotten the coach. Still no Desmond Bain and his minus 51. Nobody. Des apparently is the untouchable one on the postgame show today. 901-445-0929. Tyler. This is group therapy.
Hey, what's going on, fellas?
Game one group therapy. Hello, Tyler.
Man, honestly, I get rid of Dez and Jaron Jackson.
Oh, now we got a two-word.
There we go.
Get rid of
there
both
it
of them.
is.
We're blowing it up.
Gotta go. They got to go. Both of them.
All right.
And that's all I gotta say. Go Grizz, baby.
Go Grizz.
Grizz.
That I can agree on. Go Grizz.
Go Grizz. All right, we're going to hit a break here. If anybody wants to call in during the break, you're welcome to 901-445-0929, 901-445-0929. The Double Post, John Roser, Jessica Benson, Bennett Doyle. We'll be back on YouTube, on X, and on 92.9 FM ESPN.
This is WMFS FM and HD1 Bar. WMFS, Memphis' sports station.
Number one in the 901.
92.9 FM ESPN, an Odyssey sports station.
Flu season is here. Protect yourself and your loved ones with a seasonal flu or senior flu shot at the Shot Nurse. With 3 locations, it's fast, convenient, and easy. Plus, it's free with most insurance. Or for groups of 10 or more, the nurse can come to you. Call 901-685-9999 or go to shotnurse.com to book your group appointment. The Shot Nurse is your wise choice.
When you need mealtime inspiration, it's worth shopping Kroger for mouth-watering meals and appetizing ingredients. And no matter what tasty choice you make, our low prices add up to big savings. Plus, you get over $600 in digital coupons each week and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump and points. At Kroger, you always get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
Cheer on the Grizzlies with a slice of pizza in hand. When it's game day, there's only one place to satisfy your cheesy, doughy cravings. Head over to Rockin' Dough Pizza and Brewery, available at Section 109, for the ultimate winning team of pizza made with the freshest ingredients and local craft beer. Score big with flavor at Rockin' Dough Pizza and Brewery. Also visit us at our Germantown, Cordova, and soon-to-be Orleans Station locations.
Thinking about when you'll hang your jersey in the rafters? Robinhood Gold members enjoy Hall of Fame treatment with a 3% IRA match on retirement contributions. Accelerate towards retirement with Robinhood, the official investing and jersey patch partner of the Memphis Grizzlies. Investing involves risk. 3% match requires a gold subscription for 1 year from first match. Must keep IRA for 5 years. Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC. For more information, go to robinhood.com/retirement. Gold membership is offered by Robinhood Gold LLC.
If you're looking for a getaway that has it all, and all just a quick flight or a short drive from North Texas, you need to plan a visit to Little Rock, Arkansas. This historic capital city is big in all the right ways, with a vibrant, walkable downtown that you're going to love to explore, a booming dining scene, endless arts and culture, exciting events, and more, all surrounded by endless places to get outside, hike, bike, paddle, and play. One visit and you'll leave big on Little Rock. Plan your getaway at littlerock.com today.
There's work being done and changes being made in Memphis. The Memphis Police Department is working hard to protect the peace, the pride, and the people of our city, to realize our greatness together, doing jobs that matter for ourselves, our families, and our community. If you're ready to work for change and not just wait for change, we need you in a challenging and financially rewarding career with the Memphis Police Department. Become the change. Visit joinmpd.com and apply today.
It's what you wait for all week. The three-pointers, the rebounds, the thrill of every shot. Win or lose, it's the hope that keeps you coming back. The dream that this time, it might be your year. And so you represent with anticipation and with pride. Because when the pressure's on, your support is everything. That's why the NBA store is here to support you. Check out the largest selection of official NBA gear at NBAstore.com. A Fanatics experience.
Are you tired of dealing with meters and paying overages on your copier invoices? Give Konica Minolta a call to learn about their One Rate program. That's right, you pay one rate, and it includes the machine, unlimited printing, toner, staples, and there are no meters and no overages involved. Simplify your copier and printer billing by calling Jeff Lee today at 387-5603 to learn more about the revolutionary new program.
All right, we're back here on the Double Post, hashtag DP Live. Grind City Media on YouTube, Grind City Media on X.
Why are you laughing?
I don't know what you're talking about. Grind City Media on X, 92.9 FM ESPN on your radio dial, 901-445-0929 is the number to call. We seem kind of down there during the break. I just live.
Bringing it back.
Yeah, I mean, hashtag DP Live will do that. 901-445-0929. John Roser, Jessica Benson, Bennett Doyle here with you. James, you're up. Game 1 Grizz group therapy. James, hello. James going once. James going twice. James is gone.
Oh, Joe, what up, James?
At the buzzer! He's like Marvin Bagley at the end of the third quarter. What's up, James?
Hey, long-time listener, I have a question. What benefit is Zach Edey to the Grizzlies? Because they drafted him, he doesn't seem to be involved in offense, and I don't see he being any giving them any type of production during the game.
I would hope that that's something that changes going forward.
Yeah.
Like as far maybe not this in this series, but just I hope coming into next season that's something that we see a big difference.
If you want his belt, I mean, he had 9 rebounds today. There's nothing good from today's game. Everybody, again, how many times can we say this? It was an absolute stink fest. I think he was
saying like running stuff for Edey.
Yes. And we saw more of that in the last, after Tomas Islo became interim head coach, and there was a level of comfort. And I thought even in terms of Zach Edey going up stronger in the game against the Mavs. Like, you're seeing game-by-game development with him. Again, it comes down to the fact that against the Oklahoma City Thunder, they're just really, really good. And he lost the battle with Hartenstein.
Yeah,
from midway through the first quarter on.
Yeah, we've seen Zach get better, and some of it has been against good teams. He has been good against some of the good teams,
and against good days.
Yeah, and it's sustaining that over the course of an entire game and not just in, some of these spurts. I thought what happened to him today, I thought he got some good looks. I thought he got fouled, that he thinks he got fouled, and he did get fouled on a couple of these, like early in the game, that he thought he got fouled, really hard fouls that were not called, and I think he let it affect him, and it got in his head, and then he checked out along with the rest of the team sometime in the second quarter. They checked out.
Rookie. Yeah, I think it's been a positive, final stretch to the season for him. I'm excited about him, especially going into next year. I think there's definitely some things.
There's stuff there with there is. You can see. I think
he's going to be good.
Once like Ja on those drives figures out, and he made this was like early in the game. Ja had a drive that looked like it was going nowhere, and then he just jumped up and then boom, whipped it down there right to Edey, and that's the one where SGA came over and like just hacked the crap out of him. That wasn't called. Like those kinds of plays, once they get the chemistry a little better, they need to play more games together for that to actually happen. Once that chemistry's there, I think Edey can have some monster games. But there are going to be situations, you've seen this, with guys that are that big, there are going to be teams that are going to be able to exploit at different times. If you can't step out there and guard on the perimeter, there are going to be certain teams that are really going to challenge you. But I mean, look, man, the whole team was blah today. So
for sure.
Yeah. Thanks for the call, James. Appreciate it. 901-445-0929. Keith. Hello, Keith.
Hey, guys. I would say Happy Easter, but
say Happy Easter.
It's kind of hard to say that right now because I skipped Easter to watch this.
Me too.
Yeah, so did we. We're here together.
Apologies to my family.
Keith, we are here together. We're here together.
Absolutely. So there's a few things I want to point out. First things first, there's a 5-letter word that I want to, that I'm using from here on out until they prove me wrong to describe this team, and it is soft. They're very soft. They're soft in every single aspect.
So are you SAWFT?
However you want to spell it, like Charmin tissue soft.
Yeah.
at the end of the day. I thought they came out decent, and as soon as OKC got that 6-point lead, it was like everybody thought they were Larry Bird. Everybody thought they were going to start jacking up threes and they were going to make them. And we're not a good shooting team. OKC sagged off and they let us take them, and we fed right into it. There's the bar for toughness with this team is set really high. But, man, they've got to get close to it. I mean, I know we don't have anybody with, mental toughness like we would like them to have, comparing them to Mark, Mike, Zach, and Tony. But come on, guys. I mean, pride has got to start showing somewhere. That they're indecisive. Ja and Dez are leaving their feet in mid-form, looking like they're fixing to shoot the ball and then throwing an unexpected pass to whoever for whatever reason. I can't tell you. Very, very disappointing performance. I'm always going to ride with my team. I'm born and raised here. I've been following them since the pyramid, but Lord have mercy. It can't go this way. If they want anybody to show up to the home games that this series brings to Memphis, they've got to come out and give a better effort. I mean, there was such a lack of effort today. I'm borderline ashamed to wear anything Grizzlies related at all right now. I mean, that was a very, very, to me, embarrassing performance. And if these guys have got any pride about themselves, they're going to show up and hopefully show out.
Well, I mean, Keith, I hope that you have other clothes in your wardrobe besides Grizzlies gear, so you do get to wear clothes.
I barely do.
Oh, yeah.
I barely do, too. It's like Grizz and Niners.
I mean, absolutely. I mean, and I'm kind of used to all this hurt because I'm a Tennessee Titans fan, too, and guess what I have not worn in 3-4 years? Titans gear. Because why? I'm ashamed for anybody to know that I'm a fan of that team. So, hopefully something changes somewhere over the course of now to Tuesday. But I'll be watching Tuesday, and win or lose, I'll be calling back in to talk to y'all on Tuesday. But right now, however you want to spell soft, Charmin tissue soft is what they are, and they got to show some fight. If not, they're heading for a complete sweep and not a gentleman's sweep. I'll hang up and listen.
All right. Thank you for the call, Keith. I
felt that call.
I felt it. I think
he said, Lord have mercy. I think I said that when we were in there watching the game. I felt that. That's an OG Grizz fan right there. Yep.
I've been in those. I was in those pyramid days, man. I was in high school.
Same.
Sonic Saver seats, $5 Sonic Saver seats in the rafters. I made an Antonis Fotsis T-shirt jersey because you couldn't buy Fotsis jerseys in the team store. So I got a white T-shirt, took a black marker, and wrote Memphis 6, Fotsis 6 on the back, like I was something special and everybody was going to see me. Meanwhile, my $5 ticket puts me in the top of the arena and nobody cares. But no, I feel you, Keith. I feel you, Keith. The effort has to be better, and if it is not, there will not be a gentleman's sweep. It will be a sweep, and it will be a bad one. But it was just game one.
Yeah. You know, Daniel Greer was in the chat earlier saying that it feels like there's been a large number of games with Ja, Jaren, Dez, where we've said, like, they stopped trying. Not those three, but the whole team, right? Yeah. But when those three are your big three and your leaders, it's hard to look at. And I do go back to that series against the Lakers back in 2023 and that last game. Like, I'm pretty sure everybody said we're never going to feel like this in a playoff game ever again. They lost by 40 in that game, and now you just opened a playoff series losing by 51.
Losing by 51. They and there was something, you know, the leadership of Ja, Dez, and Jaren is talked about in three different ways. Mike Wallace talked about this on the warm up and how, but Ja is Jaren is the vibes. Dez is the level-headed, serious business approach, and then Ja's the emotional one, the emotional leader. And you could see it when he didn't get foul calls early. He threw his hands up a couple of times. Meanwhile, Oklahoma City's running down the other end of the court. And they will go as he goes like that on the court. That has to change. He has to be locked in and can't get frustrated about that. I get it. You're always going to get frustrated at some of the calls, but it can't be that it affects you on the other end of the court, because the way when Ja does it, it affects the entire team. And that can't be the case. But as he said, we will not play this bad again. But like you said, we've heard that in the Lakers series. We've heard that in other series. We've heard it at other times.
If you are truly learning from those of us who are not on Roser's side of the let's just keep that 14th pick and move on along and not have to face this opportunity to face the Thunder. Those of us who appreciate competitive basketball and would never suggest that a play-in game should be lost and that there's not any value in the playoffs.
I never said they should try to lose. I never said that.
No, you just said there would be advantage. There were advantages on both sides. But my point being is those of us on the other side said, you know, playoff scars are worthwhile. But there has to be like an acceptance of that too. Yeah. You can't just assume that playoff scars get built other than a humiliation ritual of losing by 51. You have to learn from it and you have to be better. And I don't mean be better in that you lose by 30 in game 2. It has to be a significant change in effort and execution.
A significant change. Like that, I mean, it's the number one thing. Said at the beginning of this post game. The effort and intensity is the number one thing that has to change. And if it doesn't change, nothing else matters right in the end. Bennett, what are you laughing about?
No, just someone in the chat just said 50, bruh. And I think that's how we all feel right now. I think that's how we all feel right now. It was actually 51.
It was 50. Yeah. 50. Yeah. It was 51.
But it wasn't 58. Okay?
No, it wasn't. We didn't have the record.
Yeah. It wasn't
JB.
The worst of all time.
Great. Awesome.
You're welcome.
And I do get to give a shout out to our last caller for saying it that the 5-letter word to describe the team is soft. And that's why I said, is it SAWFT? Because, and he said, or however you want to spell it. I'm like, well, I mean, you spell it the real way. It's a 4-letter word. It's not a 5-letter word.
What she put? Soofed?
Soofed? Soothed
Soft
is wild.
with two T's, the second silent.
Do we? Okay. Let's get to the 14th pick thing. Okay. I'll say for now because I'm getting a lot of that. You have no idea. I was at I was at Nerdfest April 2025 yesterday at the Mid-South Sports Card and Collectible Show in Bartlett. And I had so many people come up to me and say, sorry about the 14th pick, Roser. So many people come up to me and say that. And I just want to say at this point, even I'm getting tweets from people being like, Roser's right about the 14th. Bro, it doesn't matter anymore. You're in the playoffs. Like, you're in there. So go try to win the games.
Make it matter.
None of this matters anymore. Like, it is what it is at this point. So, like, go try to win and play with better effort. We got a 6:30 game on Tuesday. Do y'all have anything else to add? We're going to talk about game. What do we agree on game 2? What? You play hard. Like, that's just the
all
thing.
I got.
Play hard. Play hard, and then we can form a different opinion about what they need to do as far as X's and O's wise.
Yeah, like I said,
there's no X's and O's with this crap. Just freaking play hard.
Like, lack of point of attack defenders.
Yeah.
Lack of wing defenders in general. Okay.
I can make up some issue if you want. Set the screen higher for Ja so we can get the defender off of him. And then, when he makes his first pass, they can't deny him the ball. So, like, whatever, dude. Just freaking play hard first. Do that. I'm sorry. I don't mean to yell.
I mean.
Yeah.
No, it's true.
$5 Sonic Savers, y'all, in the Pyramid.
It's a nice deal.
There's now, like, fish swimming there now. There's, like, a hotel there.
Yeah.
It's a hotel room now.
It's a hotel and spa.
Where I used to sit. A spa.
You can get a massage.
And a bowling alley. Is that restaurant still open up there?
Wahlburgers.
There is a Wahlburgers.
And there's a restaurant up top with an aquarium. There's 2 aquariums in there. There's live alligators.
I sat in the aquarium. If I sat there now, an alligator would eat me.
Yeah.
All right. Game 2, play hard. Game 2, play hard. That's the number one thing. All right. We'll be back. We'll wrap this up. Tell you how you can watch, listen to Game 2 and all that good stuff. Double Post, John Roser, Jessica Benson, Bennett Doyle, live, Grind City Media on YouTube, on X, and on your radio at 92.9 FM ESPN. Back after this.
At the Regional One Health Surgery Center, our focus is not only on healing, but getting you back to normal as quickly as possible. With expert surgeons and the latest technology, we offer the most advanced robotic and minimally invasive procedures. That means you get the most effective care with less time in the hospital and more time doing what you love. Regional One Health, specializing in tomorrows.
When the arena lights dim for a concert, or when the crowd becomes one at a big game, you can almost feel like you're the biggest fan. But who's your biggest fan? It's the person that will get you home safely after a night of drinking. It's the person who looks out for your life to make sure you leave the stadium with someone sober. This could be a designated driver or someone who offers to get you a ride share. Because in Tennessee, fans don't let fans drive drunk. Brought to you by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office, a division of the Tennessee Department of Safety and Homeland Security.
Welcome to the Rendezvous.
This is John Vergas. When my dad started the Rendezvous in 1948, I don't think anyone could have imagined we'd still be serving shoulder, cheese plates, and our world-famous dry rub ribs 75 years later. But we are still here in the basement, in an alley in downtown Memphis. We sincerely thank you for making the Rendezvous what it is today. Charlie Vergas Rendezvous, serving the official barbecue of the Memphis Grizzlies.
This is Gary Parrish reminding you about Danny Morrison Roofing Professionals. They're a local, family-owned and operated business serving the Mid-South's residential and commercial roofing needs since 2010. It's the home of the free roof. You really can get a new roof with no cost to you. Most roofing jobs, they can be done in one day, so this isn't some lengthy process. Just call Danny at 901-870-0186. It's Danny Morrison Roofing, a proud supporter of the University of Memphis Athletic Department. Danny Morrison Roofing, 901-870-0186.
Hey, I got good news, folks. It's springtime at Oak Hall. Okay, not technically springtime, but you walk in that store, you'll feel like it. The colors are bright. The clothes are beautiful. It is time to get ready for spring and summer at Oak Hall. Maybe you're headed somewhere warm. They've got swimwear too. And it's the same wonderful people, same beautiful clothes who are there for you at Christmas and throughout the year. Springtime at Oak Hall. Go back in and see your friends today.
For those who push the boundaries and know no barriers, the wake-up-at-nooners and dessert-before-dinner eaters, the jackpot dancers and sequined pantsers, the risk-takers and heartbreakers, the hapless, the rogue, and the hopeless romantics. Our time has come. Play bold at the new Southland Casino Hotel, just 7 minutes from downtown Memphis. Plan your stay at southlandcasino.com.
Looking for a place to get hyped before the game? Courtside Grill at the Westin Memphis Beale Street is the place. Try our specialty appetizers like alley-oop nachos layered with cheese, tomatoes, and jalapenos. The technical foul appetizer will mean you are in big trouble as you savor 6 big bites of wings. Fallon out tenders dipped in buttermilk served with fries will be worth it. And try our unlimited soup and salad for just $15. Snack on some chips and queso while you're waiting for that courtside burger. It's 7 ounces cooked to order, served with fries. Dribble into flavor with our full court press cocktails, the ultimate shot for your taste buds. The fan favorite is the Slam Dunk drink, which will really get you hyped up. If you're hanging with your friends, a bucket of beer will do the trick, and a must-try is that courtside lemonade that is a divine cocktail for the ladies. After all the fun at courtside, jump into our heavenly bed for a restful night. Courtside Grill, just across the street from the FedEx Forum. See it, the only destination before and after the game. It's all fun at Courtside Grill.
We're back. Double post. John Roser, Jessica Benson, Bennett, Doyle, Grizzlies fall today. You know, I think this might be like the second or third time I'm going to read what the final score actually was. Like, we've said we lost by 51, but I don't think I've ever read the score outside of the first segment. 131-80. The Thunder. You know what? You say when you say you lose by 51, Grizzlies lose by 51 today, it sounds horrible. It sounds bad. Like, that's right. Losing by 51. Mm-hmm. I think it's even worse when you read the score. Mm-hmm. 131-80.
Well, because we were sitting in there like debating, will they even get close to 80?
Right.
And luckily they did. I mean,
No.
No, let's not rewrite history.
We need a confession.
What did I say?
We had like 36 points at halftime, and you go, at this rate, they're not going to score 100. And we're like, oh,
try 75.
Okay, dude. I mean, every team goes on runs except apparently us today.
Where would we have been without Marvin Bagley? We
in the gutter.
We would have scored 63 points if we didn't have Marvin Bagley.
Yeah, that 8 points from Jay Huff.
8 from Jay Huff really helped us on the quest of not making history, guys. Luke Kennard giving up the wide open 3 and hitting it out to
shut
Jitty.
up. Yeah, Jay Huff owns garbage time in the NBA playoffs.
I wanted him to just do a reverse dunk, not
oh my god,
for any reason. Can you imagine? Wow.
Okay, and
pain.
Coach Isola said we will be better in game 2. John Morant said we will not play this bad again. Before we wrap up here, let's just say outside of effort, if you were to see something else, because we got to really we got to come up with something here.
Okay.
If you really want to see some change outside of effort from whether that's lineup or somebody guard somebody or somebody play the one player who's got to be better, whatever it is, go. Who is it?
Got to attack the paint more. Okay. I mean, I think that stood out big time.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'll go. It has to be Jaren Jackson Jr. He has to be.
Yeah.
He has to be better.
Same sentiment.
Yeah.
Yep.
Jaren's got to be better. Recognize the matchup. Jessica, I kind of liked your. May end up stealing it. I like your idea of starting big.
It's wild.
Start big. Have a big lineup. Play Jaren at the 3. Like, if Jaren's going to stay on the perimeter and shoot threes, and not rebound, then just start him at small forward. Let him be KD. Loves KD. The little All right, we're getting out of here. I'm done. Happy Easter, everybody. Thank you. Goodbye. Scott Zachary, John Pugliese from the Grizzlies. Odyssey, that is the parent company of the flagship home of the Grizzlies, which, if you're listening on the radio, that's what you're listening to now, 92.9 FM ESPN. Their GM and VP is Nicole Hartman. Their brand manager is Brad Carson. All the radio team in Oklahoma City, Eric Hasseltine, Mike Wallace, Steph, Mike Blevins, Wes Works in our Grizzlies Radio Network studios back over off Mount Moriah and that area. Our technical director here is Kyra Black. She is the GOAT and one of one. Darnell Brady, Jacob Blevins, also them. Jessica Benson, Bennett Doyle, Lang Whitaker, Is there anybody else I am forgetting right now? Besides, of course, the most important thing, all of the people out there who watch, tune in, call in. We appreciate you. Shout out Australia. Shout out Brooklyn. Shout out Michigan. Shout out the Netherlands. That was awesome. Truly worldwide. Grizzlies and Thunder. Game 2 will be Tuesday night at 6:30 on TNT and Max, but most importantly on FanDuel Sports Network. Pete and Brevin will be calling the game. Lang Whitaker will be here for the warm-up show at 5:30. Leading into the 6 o'clock pregame with Pete, Brevin, and Fish. Myself, Jessica Benson, Bennett, Doyle will be right back with you following Game 2 for the double post. Until Tuesday night, good night, everybody.